Gentlemen, let's get down to business.
Can you dig it?
You dig it?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Okay, season 2, episode 4, and I am thrilled to say we have two-time champions as a team, Florentina Hanisch and Marija Zubori. Flor also won in 2017 and has several husband-wife titles with her husband Martin. Two of the top players in the game. Flor is renowned for her exceptional game strategy and mental approach, and Anna is celebrated for her unmatched skill, flair, and creativity on the court. Ladies, we are so honored to have you two.
Wow, I love this introduction. We should have this phone call every day.
Yeah, I just realized I need to get married to really keep up with Flor's titles.
So before we get into some of the big news, I just want to talk about sort of catching up since last season. We'll start with Anna. You are now playing padel. I'm resigned to calling it paddle, right? And you've been overseas twice already. Can you tell us about what you're doing?
So yes, it's called padel only where platform tennis is present. Everywhere else it's called paddle. Both Flor and I play. Flor is just a little more, busy with Sophia and has to be, she has her job and then camps and platform season. So we both play. But I was lucky enough to go to London to represent the Team USA in Anglo American Cup, which was really an awesome tournament, well organized. That was the first edition, sort of like the padel version of the Ryder Cup. And 1 year is going to be in UK, 1 year is going to be here in the US, and we ended up beating UK. That is, in numbers, doing better than US for now, but I have no doubt by next year we're going to surpass them. That was a great experience. And then a week later, I made the top US team to go to the Pan American Championships, so to Santiago, Chile, and that was a great experience. I missed Flor. I think I texted her right away. I was like, Flor, I don't know what you're doing, but get on the team.
I have to add that Anna rolled her ankle really bad before her match, the day before. She showed me a picture, looked like a softball ball. And she's like, I don't know if it's torn ligaments. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The next day, we played for 3 hours and a half. We saved 2 match points. We won. I'm so happy. And then now it looked like her ankle looked like twice as big. And she's a champ. Like everybody was saying how awesome she was. They did not think she was going to play. And she did pull off the 2 wins, which was super important because I know it was a close one. So I'm proud of my partner.
Thank you. Yeah, I was really bummed because the first practice when I practiced in London, I sprained my ankle, and then really was flying all the way there to play in those 2 matches and not being able to play was really emotionally hard. So I went to the trainer the next day and I said, tape it as tight as possible so I don't feel the pain. And then we ended up playing the longest match ever. But after it was not pretty afterwards. But we ended up winning. So in the books, first ever Anglo American Cup, we ended up winning. So proud to be part of that.
That's amazing.
Is there anywhere we could watch those? Are there those matches on YouTube or?
Yeah, the Pan American Games in Santiago, each court was actually streamed. The main court had commentators and everything. The days were long because when you play in the Pan American Championships, you play. So the first match was against Brazil, which is a superpower. So you have to win 2 out of 3 matches, and then you play back to back. So it was hard to really know when I would play because I ended up, I think, starting my match at like 9 p.m. or something, which is normally my bedtime. But yes, I think Padel community is doing a really good job streaming everything, and it's really not that difficult to find the matches.
Yeah, definitely will check those out. That's awesome.
Flor, you play at center court, right?
Yes, Center Court of Morristown. They're doing an awesome job here. So it was hard during the summer, busy as Somerset Hills Country Club, but off season now, I have a lot more time, so I'm definitely gonna be there more, and then keep practicing a lot so I can keep up with my super talented partner, and then looking forward now that we have more time to play padel tournaments.
And are you two planning on playing padel tournaments together in addition to platform tennis?
Absolutely, we love it. We love it. We just gotta figure out a schedule. Um, but 100% we really would like to play more, but it's a lot more commitment. It tournaments a lot further, fun places, but a lot further, and logistics and financially investing. I still see it a little bit as a hobby. Why platform, I see it is a hobby and I love it, but it is an investment, right? When we do on platform, it's good for us when applying for jobs, when doing camps. Why padel, I don't know, Anna, if you would agree with that.
Well, I think it's getting so much bigger. I think every month. I think
Yeah.
there's absolutely no doubt that in 5 years, a lot of country clubs are going to add padel courts, and it's going to become. I think it's taking over by the storm in Florida and Miami. It's already big. The rest of the country, the clubs are popping like mushrooms here and there. So right now it's probably like still early, but all the results and just being on the national team and being, among those 5, 6 players, top players in the country, I think one day is going to be a good thing for all of us. But yes, I do think last year was more of a hobby, of a sport that I really like to play. It's a great workout, but now I think it's becoming something that is also becoming lucrative when it comes to a potential future opportunities. So I don't know. I think Flor is still. Flor has a great seasonal job, so she loves where she is. For me, it's more like I want to see how far I can go, and I honestly still don't know how much padel is in me. But I'm going to go to Spain and practice for a month. Spain is the capital of the world when it comes to the game, and after a month, pretty much sleeping on the padel court and seeing how much I could improve. I want to see on a world stage where it brings me, because I had a chance to watch and play against some of the ladies who are on the top tour level, and it is impressive, but also not completely out of reach. So it's that debate that I have currently in my head. What's really what to do.
That's amazing. What month are you going over there?
I'm going after Philly Grand Prix, so end of November. So I have some traveling, and then I'm going to go to either Madrid or Malaga, where our national team coach is, and just practice there. Flor is going to Brazil. She's going to practice padel in Brazil. So
Hey,
when we come back, we're going to obviously continue to play the Grand Prix and the nationals for platform tennis, but hopefully we get better and play some padel tournaments as well.
let's turn to platform tennis. You ladies unveiled some big news recently that shocked the world.
It shocked us, I would say. Don't
Yes,
you think,
that's
Flor?
correct. 100%.
How did it happen? How did this whole new partnership come down?
Well, I will say that for me, it was pure accident. We were doing the camp in Jersey, our paddle camp in September, and Martin, who switched to Viking, just kind of casually came to me, and he's like, "I really think you'd like this paddle racket. Can you just try and tell me what you think about it?" And the way I saw it, I thought like he just wanted my opinion, right? And then I got on the court and I started hitting, and funny enough, that was the first time I picked up the racket since the nationals. So I haven't practiced platform tennis at all since March. And then Flor told me during that exhibition, she's like, "Wow, you're playing really well. Have you been practicing?" And I said, "Not at all." So I just, the feel when I was hitting the ball it just felt good. It was just smooth and very like, the trust and the sweet spot is so big. It's almost like harder to miss than to make the shot. And then I was like, all right, this is like almost like cheating on a boyfriend. Like I cannot continue this. So I put the racket down. But then, of course, I went home and I was like, wow, that was a good feel. Maybe that was just a lucky good day. maybe tomorrow I don't play as well. And then I picked it up again the next day, and I was like, all right, I'm now in a full affair with a different brand. So yeah, it was scary. And I was like, Flor, this is like dangerous. And we had absolutely no plans, no reason to switch. I want to say that Noah from Xenon was absolutely the best guy. So much love and respect for him. Treated us always really well. One of those guys who made the game so much better. So I have all the support in the world for him. But he understood. We had a phone call with him, and he was very supportive. And it's just like, yeah, at this point of our careers, we want to go with something that feels right. And it's just like the shoes we feel comfortable walking in. So that was the switch. It was not, I received so many messages. Why? And it's simply the shots felt much better.
Yeah, that's exactly the same with me. It's just that simple. I got the racket, I just tried 2 shots, and as soon as I tried, all it took was 2 lobs, and I was like, wow, this sweet spot is so much bigger. Exactly what Anna said. It's almost harder to miss than to make it. I was like, uh-oh, this feels really good. And then drives felt good, volleys felt good, and then that's when Anna and I had the conversation.
Now, Flor, for you, did that happen on one of your dates, hitting with Martin on the court?
Oh, yeah, I guess he wouldn't call a date, but I call it a date. Yes.
So, Anna, you did use Viking before you used Xenon, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, I really felt good with that Viking racket. Then I switched with Xenon because I think at that time during COVID, Viking had some issues with, it was not reliable because some holes in the paddle, the balls were dying. Like, I think it was just a tough time for Viking. And then I switched to Xenon just because it was at that point I felt more reliable and a better paddle. But I do feel like, I felt a lot more comfortable, like it was going back to the Viking era when we won our first nationals. I think overall I make less errors with Viking. And this is really hard for me because I have so much respect for Xena and Nod. So yeah, I don't want to,
Yeah.
but for me personally, I feel a lot more confident. And that ball feels like a bullet that goes in. I did feel a little like I was playing a little bit on my reputation with that drive. The people thought I had a big drive. I wasn't always really feeling like it was there. But now I do feel now I'm like, really, like, you should fear my drive because I do feel like it's really good. So yeah, I was going back to what felt right years ago.
And I think one of the things also for Anna and I, with every partnership that we have kind of got together in the last few years, is not just about the product, but also the people behind. And that was one of the things we love with Xenon. And talking to the people now that are running Viking, Matt and Mark and their whole team, we felt like we're exactly on the same page with them. So I thought that was also a big reason for the switch.
Yeah, I feel like, I didn't honestly, I just like the product and I had no idea who's behind it. And getting to know people from Viking now and seeing how professional they are. And, they're really involving us in a process of everything from design to picking our outfits, which is a big deal for us, to like all the little details. So I feel like it's really now a good group of people that is, in charge of it. So that's also exciting.
I think you guys might have come up with a new slogan for him too. It's harder to miss than to make the balls with how big the sweet spot is. So
yeah, we should trademark this tonight.
yeah.
Now, I was going to ask how you're working with them, and in particular, Flor, on one of your videos, you were talking about how you really like to use a two-hand volley, backhand volley.
Yes.
Are you going to work with that? I know some of the, racket manufacturers do have versions of the racket where the handle's a little longer for people who like to hit two-hand backhands. Are you going to work on that with them, or?
Honestly, I didn't talk to them because even with the handle the way it is right now, I have my 2 hands in there, so it hasn't been an issue at all. So not particular, I haven't talked to them about that. But I do know some people do mention about how much you like it having the longer handle for the two hands. So something to think about.
Well, you're talking to two Viking users right here. Luke has always used it.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about it? Which paddle are you guys using?
I have one of the Axe like Lake Camo ones, which I really like. They're like kind of the special edition one. There's only I think
Yeah.
like
They're
150.
really sexy paddles, I would say. John is doing a really good job. We actually had a chance to meet, and that camo one is really, really awesome.
There's 200 of them, and I have 3 or 4 of them, so I'm excited about that. But I would say
So
maybe
you're
not.
the guy selling them on eBay that I saw for like a couple of thousands.
No, that wasn't me. It's not harder to miss than make for me, but I love them, and they've always been great for me. So I'm not switching anytime soon.
I've only been playing paddle 4 years. The first racket I had was a master. I probably had 3 or 4 of them. I tried Xenon mainly because I just saw all the pros using them. And I like both of those rackets, but after I had Alex Spancilla on, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna try the Viking. Why not? And I loved it, and I've been using it. I have the purple one. I don't know which is it, the C40 or the C20, one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I am a much less qualified person to speak about racket comfort.
I would say if you played platform tennis for only 4 years and you went through like 5 paddle rackets, what are you doing with them? that is more than your average consumption, you know?
He's like Santa Claus. He just gives them away to
It's
people.
like every time he loses a match, he blames on the paddle, gets a new one.
I am one paddle away from being a 20 PTI.
Oh,
let's
wow.
go.
It's pretty good.
He's waiting for the AI paddle.
So there was another reveal that we have to talk about. I noticed you threw up a logo on social media, and I reached out because it took me a second. Then I figured out it was A&F. What's going on there? It looks like a luxury brand, next to Gucci, Fendi, and all those other companies.
Good. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first comment on Instagram that I received was, "This looks cool as F." But look, we just none of this. I really probably shouldn't care, but I do care to tell that this is nothing obnoxious. We're not trying to do anything. We're just having fun. We have a great partnership. Flor is like a sister to me. We are just trying to when I go and visit Flor and we're sitting on a couch and we're trying to brainstorm, and then hey, it would be really cool having a logo, putting on the favors for the camp, and why not? And then we had some fun creating things, and then John from Viking, who creates or designs things for Viking, met us in Jersey, and kind of we worked together and came up with that. And we wanted something that kind of it's golden color, so it's a little. I think it's sophisticated. It's cool. It's just why not put it on our clothes? And then Viking went even a step further. They're going to put it on the paddles. They're going to put it on the clothes we're going to wear. It's going to be on this really new bag we're working on. So just having fun with it and having something that people can recognize in the world of the racket sports. And hopefully we can create that brand and people can associate the logo with us.
Yeah, and one of the things Anna and I have been talking forever is doing even camps, like away camps and fun locations. And we have even talked about doing the Bahamas, doing Mexico, or doing padel camps. So we feel like there is a lot of opportunities for us out there. Actually, when we first started camp, I always used to talk to Martin, oh, there's no camps around here. Drew had it in Telluride. John had it. I was not Johan. I was nice. It's like there's nothing around. And that first season, I played with Anna, and after we won nationals, I made a comment. And the next day, she had a flyer, and the next day she posted. I was like, "Oh, I guess we're doing." And Anna is one of those. I have ideas, I talk, I brainstorm, but I need somebody that gets it done, and she does it, and she's awesome at that. So we do feel like there is a lot of other roles that we could take. And I think we're even excited now that we both have a little bit more time. So we'll see where it takes us.
Maybe the AF branded Viking paddle will get you to a 20 PTI, Sean.
I'm expecting nothing, less than a 10. So let's talk about the partnership a little bit. I had made a meme before nationals where Flor, you were the one like meditating, and there was nice water running down and everything was calm. And Anna, you were doing, some your usual acrobatics, and you were like, you have it reversed.
Yep.
A lot of people have us reverse.
Yeah, I think before we started recording, I was thinking we're talking about how, I feel like I'm more the chill one when we go to a tournament. Like Flor, we would agree to leave at 7:30, and at 6:45, Flor would enter my room, fully dressed, jacket on, paddle bag on, doing jumping jacks, asking, "Are you ready, partner?" And at the same time, I'm literally wearing my PJs in bed, drinking coffee. And I'm like, what are you doing? So, Flor is listening to the music, not talking to anyone, no small talk with the opponents, nothing, before the match, 30 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm still looking for my bag to, when we're supposed to enter the court. I think up to the first point, I would say I'm a little more chill, like more social and more. And then once we get on the court, I feel like I'm very intense with the way I play. And I think maybe that's why people believe that, I am a super intense one outside of the court. I would say like, Flor thinks everything, she's so focused on the actual match. She starts focusing a week before the tournament. And I focus on other things. I'm like, this is where we have to pick up the card. This is where the Whole Foods store is. This is what we need to bring because we have 3 matches. Then we should shower. We should do this and that. I'm more into logistics. And Flor is like more into like, all right, you lob down the line and then you move here and then I'm blitzing. And then like, she's talking to me about strategy. Meanwhile, I am still not at the site. So yeah, I think people end up being surprised once they get to know us for real.
And that probably helps, though. I mean, if you were the same, right, it would be a different partnership.
Look, if I played with another Anna, that would be a disaster. I think if Flor played with another Flor, that would not work as well. Yeah, I think you need to really play the role, and I think on the court, you guys can tell who's playing which role, but off the court, I think we're doing the same. Just Flor would get even like, overthinking before the camp. So we're starting the camp the next day and she's like getting to the details and she's almost stressed and she's almost not happy because I did not put the water in the fridge under certain temperature, right? And
she's exaggerating.
I am like, Flor, everything is under control. We got the biggest, like, it's fine, just relax. I'm like, and then after the camp is over, Flor comes with a big smile. She's like, yeah, you were right. Like the color of the chalk I used to chalk the court was actually fine.
She's exaggerating.
Sort of.
Sort of.
I don't. My grandmother used to say, "Many a truth was said in jest, joking." Right. So,
correct.
there's probably an element of truth in there, I would think. Are you color coordinated with your chalk on the court?
Yeah, I try.
Yes, she is.
So when did you two know that the partnership was going to work, and that you guys had found somebody that you knew you could play with for the next 4 or 5 years?
Oh, Anna, you have to say it.
I don't know if you guys noticed I'm the talker on this team.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say the first time we practiced on the same side of the court, and that was by pure accidents. I don't really know if people know the story, but I'll try to make it short. That was during COVID. I thought I was done with playing paddle. I was moving to Europe. I was in tourism. I was a tour director, and but everything was canceled. So my tours were canceled. So I ended up being in a country. Floor sends a message to everyone who plays paddle. Does anyone want to practice? I had nothing to do like everyone else. So I said, sure. My back then partner could not attend. Floor's partner back then could not attend. So we go and play against Macy Elliott and Marcella Rodesno. And they won the nationals a few months before that. And we won on the court. And obviously, two of them are partners. They won the nationals. So Flor and I ended up playing together. And I remember we beat them 6-1, 6-1, but playing lights out, like lights out. I think we were trying to like impress because Flor was ranked number one and I was ranked number two. So we kind of like trying to show the other player, the other one how good we are. And I remember it was like perfect paddle. The next day, Marcella and Macy were not super happy, so they asked us for a rematch the next day. So Flor, sure enough, says yes. I'm like, all right, sure. And then same score the next day. And then we were playing Fox Meadow in Scarsdale. We went back to our cars. Everyone left. It's 10 p.m. And Flor is not leaving. I'm not leaving. We're parked next to each other. And I can tell she's on her phone. And I get the message. And she asked, did you feel the same? It was like a movie scene, like a relationship. And I was like, yes, I did. And she said, this looked really good. And I said, wow, yes, that was special. We could be really good if we play together. And then she said, I think we could have a lot of success for years to come. Now, remember, she's number one with Annika back then. I'm moving to Europe normally. So this is like craziness. Long story short, Flor goes back home. Flor, I think you would be okay if I say this, but Flor and Martin were planning on having a baby, and she went home and told Martin it's not going to happen for a few months. So I suddenly did not move back to Europe. Then we, told our partners that, this love, paddle love just happened. And then we started playing together, and I think we played really well. We won the first Grand Prix that year in Darien. We lost 9 games in the whole tournament.
Wow. And
Yeah.
how well did you know each other before? Like, did you know each other well enough to know?
Yes, I didn't like Flor at all because she was so annoying to play.
I didn't
Like,
like Anna because she would hit twinners past my down the line.
I hated playing against her. So, it was a typical thing. Like, if you can't beat her, get her on your side.
That's amazing. I'm so glad I asked that question. That's a great story.
Yeah. And,
I can't
the funny thing is, Martin was like, are you serious? Like, you're going to postpone having a child for this? And she's like, you know what? And she told him that night, and it was summer of 2020. And she said, look, I think we're going to win the nationals, which was a gutsy thing to say. Now they ended up being pregnant. Flora ended up being pregnant, and but she timed it. She timed it. She was like, look, I'm going to be perfect for the nationals. I'm going to be in early pregnancy. We're fine. And then due to COVID, they moved the nationals from March to like mid or end April. So Flora was very pregnant during the nationals.
That's amazing.
like Kim Kleisters.
Yeah, but then she called me a week before. She was so pregnant, she couldn't jump anymore. I think she was late 5 months. And she called me and she said, look, partner, if you want to play with someone else, like, I can't really jump and, I'm going to be limited with my movements. And I was like, no, we're like sticking together. And like, she played lights out. I remember being so tired because we played semis in the rain. And I was like, I can't complain if she's not complaining. This pregnant woman next to me is not complaining about being tired. I cannot complain.
Very true.
You both put yourselves out there on social media and really share a lot of your ups and also your downs and really make yourselves vulnerable, which is amazing for club paddle players to watch these two insanely skilled rackets players, sharing, right? So one of the things that I've learned about both of you is how much attention you spend to perfecting your craft off the court, right? Whether that's fitness or mindset and partnership and being able to have those difficult conversations after a match and what partners really should do. Can you talk a little bit about that? What is your approach to that individually and collectively? Is that too vague?
I think, well, first, I'm definitely much more about the mental part, the visualization part. I do a lot of the watching the matches and talking about strengths and weaknesses. Anna does a lot of the conditioning and all of that. But we both understand the importance of being on the same page when we're playing, and we understand it. We all know, right? Playing doubles is like being in a marriage, like, and the longer you go playing together, there's more little things that sometimes your partner says and you go like, oh my god, or here we go again. And we have, like any other partnership, our issues where we disagree or the way we speak with each other, but we take super seriously, of really trying to get on the same page. Right, Anna?
Yeah. No, I think the beauty, I feel like more you embrace about being vulnerable and more you're open about it, more you're willing to really look yourself in the mirror and recognize that you have to work on those things. So many people are refusing to admit to themselves that they're scared or nervous before the matches. And then often I go to them, it's like, I am nervous before the match. It's actually normal. If you care, you do feel those little butterflies, nervous butterflies before the match. It's normal. And then they look at me like, you feel that too? And it's like, yes. And when I feel that a little more than normal, I go and tell Flor, as a partner, I'm feeling a little antsy. I might need a little longer. Can you play longer points at the beginning of the match? I just need to loosen up. And because I need to trust her and she needs to know how I feel. And I feel very often people we live in a world where everyone is just trying to show their perfect lives and their perfect selves, and everyone is doing great. And then, people are either depressed or struggling here and there, and they don't feel comfortable sharing personal struggles. And we all know that everyone is struggling to a degree and it's normal. And I think we need to normalize just sharing, even though we're so lucky and blessed to be playing a great sport outdoors at a country club setup. It's okay to feel nervous. It's okay not to feel great. It's okay to fear something, fear the loss, fear the challenge. But we try to tell and educate people that that's normal. And then we try to also teach them what are the little techniques and strategies we use to overcome those challenges. And Flor is very open out there and says, throws out to her 17, 18,000 followers how she feels. And I applaud that because I feel like more people should be saying those things. And yeah, we do have disagreements here and there. The difference is we take challenges and obstacles as something that we need to overcome. And Flor and I, when it's really the toughest point in the match, like 4-4 in the third set, very often the most common thing we would say is like, hey, enjoy the battle. No one plays to win 6-1 or 6-1. We're being pushed, we're being challenged. Find the joy, figure it out, find a solution, and have fun with it, because we play for fun. There's no life. We're not gladiators in the arena. No one is, risking their life.
Yeah. I think it's a great point you made, that if you're not getting the nervous butterflies or the excitedness before the match, that, maybe you shouldn't be playing. So it's normal to have that stuff, and it's good.
Yeah.
I posted something that Charlotte did the other day. I don't know if you saw it. She had hit a shot that turned
I
out.
did.
And I thought it was so great.
Tell me which one.
She had hit a shot, and I forget who they were playing. Maybe it was Cammie Townsend, who I think is, that girl's got
Agree.
future game. And she turned right around and like kind of went down to one knee and turned to Allison and like said no 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 or something like that. It was just,
Look, I'm going to explain to Flor because she can completely understand how Allison felt. Charlotte went for a ball that was not hers. She completely stretched herself, went for a volley that was nowhere hers, and then realized that and looked back and sort of like started laughing and apologizing, which Flor can understand because I do that very often. And I thought it was awesome. Charlotte is someone who's always very charming and very fun and truly enjoys the game. And I think that's why she has a following. That's why she does her travel rackets odyssey, because she has a good personality. Like, it doesn't matter to score. That girl
Yeah.
is having fun.
Yeah. And I think we all need to sometimes we lose sight of having fun on the court. And I can say that as a club player, but I'm sure it happens at the pro level too. Let's talk a little bit about ladies pro paddle. The some observations that have been made amongst us is the speed of play is very different than the men's game. Why do you think that is?
I think paddle is the only sport where kind of we can, sort of match when it comes to speed and attractive level of play with men. Um, I just think a lot of athletic people are entering the game. Good athletes, great hands, can drive both sides. A lot of transitioning, less fear. People are going for their shots. No one is waiting. It used to be the game of have to wait forever to get a point. Now people are actually going to get a point. Flor?
Why the women is playing faster than the men?
No, why the game is becoming faster?
Sean, is that it?
It's both of them. So I think both of those questions. I do think the women's game is faster. I mean, if you look at, there's no 5.5 hour matches. I mean, that's actually why I prefer to watch the ladies. It's, to me, it's more entertaining paddle because, I don't want to name names. Look, there's people that'll stay on the court for 6 hours and they'll do it, whatever it takes to win. And I greatly respect that, right? It's not how I would want to play paddle, but um, you don't really see that on the ladies' side. It just constant dumping in the middle for 10 times. It just seems like the ladies play a little bit faster. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of the risk reward. Um, I feel like with the men, you're much safer dumping in the middle, keeping the ball low so they can, if they have to drive hard. I guess you just don't.
Guys, you got Flor. You know when I go to watch matches at Flor's house, she makes me watch our matches in slow motion. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
All right, I'll try to summarize all my thoughts. I think when a guy hits a bullet, it's gonna backfire them. I think when a woman hits a bullet, it doesn't backfire as much. The risk reward is better to go bigger on the women's side.
I like that answer. Yep.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm seeing, and I'll just choose Macy. Macy had that kind of push serve, and then all of a sudden she showed up with this big serve. And I see a lot of the players now are going for these big serves and staying back, and it's speeding up play right out of the gate, right? Why do you think that's happening? Is it just the talent level and the athleticism?
I don't know why she's changing it. Anna, do you have an
Well,
answer for that one?
I think top players now have really big returns, and
Yes.
I feel like you're sort of exposing your partner. Maybe if your serve is not good enough, I know Macy would be probably a good one to answer that one, but I think in top of the game now, there's no one with a push serve anymore. And the truth is, her push serve worked really well. It was very hard to drive, especially in cold weather, because the ball would never really go above the net. I don't know. She probably
The one simple answer, right, is that in my head, because I agree with Anna, her push serve was good, stay low. So my quick answer would be she just wants to get to the screen to give herself more time to close in. She has great hands, right? She can volley extremely well.
Yeah.
So that's my only thought. She prefers to deal with that hard drive off the screen than off the deck.
Interesting.
But once you guys find out the answer, can you please let us know?
Yeah, I'm always afraid of asking dumb questions because I'm just such a.
That's a very good question.
All right, thank you.
And just kind of going off that, or more so about your guys' gameplay. Flor, you were talking about kind of watching film and things like that. When you're going into a tournament, obviously you guys kind of have a unique, strategy and game plan, how you play the net, as not many teams do what you guys do. So how do you kind of find the balance of trying to take advantage of possible, weaknesses from your opponents, but also, doing the things that make you well? Like, I guess the question really is, are you really trying to zero in on how to play a certain team, or are you guys trying to enforce the paddle that you guys play the best and play your style, as opposed to trying to, design a way to beat a certain team that you're playing?
I think the first answer always gonna be just we play our game or we feel best.
Yeah.
We always go in a match that way. So I don't care if she's a lefty. I don't care her forehand's better, her backhand's better. I would just serve my best serve where I like to go. And then until they prove us that wrong and they show us no, they can really attack that shot, then we start changing it. The one up and back was kind of that, being both up against B and Thea. It was a lot of drives. We needed to be too careful with the overheads to not open up many holes. But then, even then, still they can drive very well. So I guess that was an example of something we did not plan at all, but that it is us adjusting at the moment. And I guess that's the fun part of the game, right? To keep coming up with different ideas, and we really enjoy doing that.
But that is exactly what we teach. We really teach people to have multiple game plans. You cannot get on a court and just expect that your, first game plan is going to always work. I mean, if it does, then great. But very often, if you play smart players, they're going to change something up and you have to come up. It's a little bit a game of chess, right? My strategy and then your strategy, and then I have to one up you. And that is what the battle is. And I think that's what the fun is for us, right? Like, we all know at certain level how to hit the ball and how to execute all the shots. It really comes down to a little bit of luck, a little bit of mental toughness and proper strategy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that it's obviously worked well for you guys, so keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I had the announcers on the other night, Patty, Guy, Mike Raleigh, and Dave Broderick, and we were talking about the ladies' game, and Mike Raleigh said, he asked the group, what shot do you think has impacted the ladies' game the most over the last couple of years? And or the last, and Patty answered the roller, which was what Mike's answer was. And I know, everyone knows Roxy had a great roller, so the shot's been around. Do you agree with that? Do you think that the roller is becoming more prevalent in the ladies' game?
Yes, I definitely think a lot of people are using more, but I think it was Gabby Nicolesco who really dominated the game for a while there, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, with their big roller.
Yeah, I
And that
do.
was
You know
new.
what? I think Gabby is the original best roller.
She
And
is 100%. And hers wasn't that spinny, hard, but stays low. No, hers was that FOM that comes off the screen, brings you all the way to the door. And it took us a while to really figure out how to handle and then counter that play.
I
And
also
then
think
we,
Gabby was the only one who could really hit a really good roller. I'm not saying just to hit it in, a really good roller anywhere. Like, she would be close to the baseline, she would still hit a roller.
true.
Yeah.
And I do think that was the biggest shot. But now I feel like it's complementary. Like, it goes with the slashes and some other shots as well. I wouldn't say now it is like a dominating overhead.
Yeah.
Anna, what do you think?
Look, I think more and more players are using it. I feel it's one of the most important shots. I don't think a roller per se as a shot, you know, makes people really, really struggle all the time, because we're seeing it a lot. We're seeing it often. Obviously, it's a difficult shot if executed properly, but what really makes players great is the combo of shots and using it, um, mixing up, being consistent with those shots, using the surprise effect. But I think all of the whole package. I think, yeah, if you have to name one shot, I would say yes, it's definitely more present than in the past. You agree?
Wanted to jump a little bit into the women's club paddle, and then we're going to let you go. We're going to do a rapid fire question segment after that. Anna, I know that you worked out of Connecticut. Flor, I know that you play in New Jersey. There's been some changes in the New Jersey Women's League where pros can't play now. Do you think that's good, bad? What's your opinion about that?
Yes, well, personally, I'm sad. I really enjoyed um, getting out there and playing. I thought was very helpful. Um, Obviously, for my players playing with me, they will learn so much more than what you learn in a lesson. I think elevates the game, right? Everybody has to step up. Um, Now, there was two arguments that it was given, and I was like, I think that's fair. One is simply like, uh, what if my club doesn't have a pro?
Yep.
Right, I get it. I still like, if you give me the chance to go play against Serena Williams, I'm taking it. I'll learn. Like, again, like Anna said, this is not gladiators, it's not for money, so I don't care if I get crushed. But there was another good argument is, well, my female pro she go play on a away match, and then now we don't have anybody here to watch us. I was like, oh, okay, that's a good argument. Martin and I were working together at the time, so he was always there, and then I would go play. So we always had somebody still at home. So I don't know, that with everything, there's pros and cons. We often say we want to practice with better players. So here they had the chances to have the better players on the court. Um, but I get it if it doesn't make for all the clubs. Doesn't make sense.
What about the elimination of PTI for the women?
So I I like PTI. I think it's very helpful. I think we need some tools like that. When, as a pro, I run a member guest, it makes my life a lot easier and competitive. It makes it better, the tournaments, because we can obviously predict better. I like it because a lot of times at country clubs it's hard for us, right, to move people up and down, especially down. At the end of the day, they're kind of our bosses, right? So I'm moving a member down and they get really pissed off. That can affect my job. So having a number also that can back me up was very helpful. Having the number right next to the lineup when they're getting on the court and they can see their number, they can see the opponent number, and they're doing math, that was not helpful. That took the joy away. Now they're winning matches 6-3, 6-3, and their PTI still get worse because they were supposed to beat 6-1, 6-1. So that was not very helpful. And I think APTA was going to slowly try to adjust that. What I would love to see with PTI is first do of tens, or like USTA, you are 3.0 or 3.5. You don't have to tell us exactly like a 3.93 where everybody's comparing. I think that would be helpful. And then the second thing is you can see at the beginning of the season, and it can be helpful for movements, and you can see at the end, but not there in the lineup where you can see it all the time. The PTI is still going on the background here in New Jersey, by the way. It's still being part of the data when you're playing the matches. Is just not in the lineup anymore. And when we do our lineups for our players, we don't have to worry about the PTI.
Okay.
What do you guys think about PTI?
We're slaves to it, I would say. No,
Yeah.
it's people freak out about it, or checking every morning after a match and stuff like that. So I think it's interesting, like how you said, to maybe make it similar to like USTA tennis ratings.
So you don't see as
like
much movement happening, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think people would worry less about it and would probably make a lot of the state league more enjoyable for people, because I think people kind of, really get down in the dumps if they lose a match that they should have won and are going to move up 2 points or something, and they're just.
I'm just going to give you my PTI was a great revelation to me on who is a really, really chicken and who is not. Like, I honestly was shocked by some of the members, the way they were freak out about it, and not to make myself I'm going to make myself unavailable for this match, because if I do, then I'm going to play this line, and they're Like it was the whole, calculation process behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then those cool members, they were like, yeah, I don't even know, I don't even pay attention. So for me, that was, PTI freakouts and PTI cools. It should be a shirt. It should be like, PTI freak and PTI I'm cool with it.
We had Damian Johnson on, and he really stressed it's just a guideline, right? To be able to see tournaments or make matches competitive as best you can.
I'm just going to tell you one thing, and it's going to tell you the whole mentality of people. No one ever complained that their PTI is too good, ever. I never heard a member at any club saying, "Can you reach out? My PTI is just too good. This is like too good for me." 99, I have not met. Maybe there's someone somewhere I really personally want to meet the person who would call me and be like, Anna, I think my PTI is too good. 99.9% of people think they're better than they are. And then they see the PTI and they're like, oh, this is really hurtful. Like I'm falling down, or like my PTI is getting worse. And this is like where you look at them and you're like, are they going to realize that they think they're better than they are? Like, because you have to have like some kind of measurement, it's really, there's an algorithm, as I'm sure Damien explained, because he's very good. The guy is so professional. I love him. He was so helpful. Once I asked a question, he sent me this great explanation. I'm like, this guy should be in charge of the country. So anyways, I just feel like there should be something to help everyone understand how good. You cannot go to Detroit or Cincinnati, whatever, and not being able to explain your level, right? So I think it's great. It went a little too far into like too many details. The number of games you win or lose are going to affect point one, point two. It became a little too much. As Flor said, it should be a little more broad, but it should definitely exist, and people should actually be okay with it. And that does not make you less of a person, less of a player, less cute. You're still a good person, regardless of the shift in your PTI. I think PTI needs to come with a chill pill.
You just created 3 T-shirts in less than 5 minutes.
Maybe I should go into branding, like you're telling
should.
me. Yeah. Maybe that's my career.
Your PTI is terrible, but you're still a good person. That's one of them.
Yeah. It's not like your person, like the way you are, like it goes, it shrinks with your PTI. It's like you're still okay. You will survive. You still get to go to Trader Joe's and be a mom afterwards.
All right, let's go to our rapid fire.
Yeah, I'll just ask a few questions here. Anna, you can kind of respond first, and then Flor, you can follow up. But I'd say first one be your guys' favorite hut that you've played at, and if you're going to say your home one, maybe give a shout out to somewhere else that you've been as well.
Evanston in Chicago, or all Chicago clubs with those amazing huts with TVs and bars and everything. They're like a level above Northeast.
Brand new hut in New Jersey at Essex Hunt. They just built up 2 stories. Looks amazing.
Love it. Favorite tournament that you guys play in?
Chicago. We have
Charities.
And I'm supposed to be first. I'm sorry.
No, you had to blurt it out.
I know, but we're on the same page. Charities. We have friends there. We love to go there. We won a few times together. Chicago.
And they're signed up for this year. It's their first tournament.
Yes, we'll be there. We'll be ready.
Starting there.
We'll be watching for sure.
Yeah.
And then your favorite pros to watch, and you can list men and women for this.
Be careful, Flor, because someone else already got in trouble on this by not mentioning their husband.
I would say Johan Durant, just a magician on the court. He's really, I think he doesn't play anymore. He officially retired, but I was a fan. So that was him. On the women's side, I like to watch Bobo Delaney because she grinds 4 hours every match, first, second, doesn't matter which round, for the competitiveness. And then I don't know. Flor, help me out. Who do I like to watch?
I don't know. I make
We're
you
talking
watch
about
Martin
talent.
a
We're not
lot.
talking about looks, right? Yeah.
That's the next question.
Oh God.
I definitely Martin, I guess, would be the number one on the men's side. It is
There you
who I
go.
watch the most. Obviously, I am biased.
Cutter's Rule helped you on that one, by the way.
Say that again.
Cutter's Rule saved you on that one.
Yes. And I do love watching Guillermo Nunes. I love the blitzing, the
Oh,
moving
yeah.
forward. I think he, like you guys said, the men's game have slowed down quite a lot. And I think that movement forward, Juan Araya used to do it too, keep things interesting. Oh, I used to love Jeff Morneau.
Oh yeah. I want to go say Guy is the nicest guy and always smiles and is so talented and so relaxed and just a great guy. But yeah, I didn't want to pick that and then create any rumors or anything. So, but Guy is awesome.
Yeah,
Floor,
he's fun to watch.
Floor, I went to college with Jeff.
You did?
I did.
No
No.
way. Where did
Yep.
you guys go to?
Providence College in Rhode Island.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Two-handed,
Jeff is-
two-handed forehand and two-handed backhand.
Can you convince him to commentate more, please?
Can I tell you? It's so funny that you. First of all, if you don't know already, there's nobody that's watched more video than me. And if you go into the pro,
Floor is second.
we can share notes. But he is the best commentator. He's
Yes. So good.
Did you ever listen? I think he did the
Finals of Boston.
yeah.
Yeah, amazing. The
He
guy,
also-
I want to pay him. Can my prize money go to Jeff? Can you?
I remember that final of Boston where we have match point and then Gabby falls in the middle of the point and then Anna falls and then Jeff is like, this is the best point of the match. No, of the tournament. No, of the year.
I think he also
Hilarious.
did. I think he also did the match where Johan just absolutely
Which was Boston too.
started pegging.
Yes.
Boston
It was Drew
semis.
Broderick and Thomas,
yeah,
wasn't
and
it?
Thomas.
he did that match, and it was hilarious. It was so good.
All right, we count on you. You're the man to bring him back.
I'll talk to him. Anna, I do want to say, have you gotten the chance to see Steve DeRose play ever?
I met him recently. I only met him at Shore Hills. We were sitting at a table, or I met him. I heard he was a magician.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a video because he's very similar to you. He hits shots that nobody would ever think of hitting in a million years.
I am very honored to be compared to him. Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, definitely. Just moving on here, the Cutter FYM / roller.
Wait, what?
What's
That
the
was
question?
three different
Do you
shots.
prefer to hit a cutter or FYM?
Oh, a cutter.
Listen, the way you asked that question, that's exactly what's going on in my mind at the same time when the ball is traveling towards me.
Cutter, FYM.
Like everything. I was like, can I hit all three somehow?
It's the angel and devil on your shoulder when the ball's in the air.
Totally. Cutter for me, 100%. That's the best shot.
Yeah, there's nothing better. And then maybe
I would say FIM because I think I do it.
and then pet peeve on the paddle court for you, maybe someone not saying the score, maybe in warm-ups, not hitting you lobs or not hitting drives at you, something that kind of annoys you on the paddle court.
You know what annoys me? And I'm really, really annoyed. And you guys need to make a post about this. People leaving trash next
Oh,
to
she
the
gets
entrance
so
of the
annoyed
court.
every time we get
I
on
got
court.
so annoyed. Like I literally cannot. I go in between. I'm done with my day. I finished my match. We're supposed to go back to the hotel. And I find myself in every tournament cleaning trash, especially after guys. I don't know how many bottles, grips, tissues, this and that. It's unacceptable. There should be like a scoreboard. And if you are like the worst there, you need to do community service.
I know it's a little bit different, but it's similar too. Also, just like literally when you're playing, putting stuff strewn all across the side of the court. Like
Mhm.
sweatshirt is almost in the blue. Like, come on. Let's
Flor is so religious about removing everything. Is absolutely, she'll be like, stop the game and be like, that has to get out.
well, will she? I can see her actually folding the sweatshirt nicely and then putting it on the bench.
I might. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my pet peeve is somebody trying to win the warm up. I don't see that much at our level, but when I'm teaching and I'm watching my ladies, I see it all the time, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, completely agree with that.
Guys, I'm really relying on you to create a post about like make sure you pick up your trash.
That's absolutely, but you got to give me some time. It needs to be right.
Flor can be folding a sweater right there if you want.
I do want to mention for those of you that don't know, Flor has a subscriber section of her Instagram. I am now a subscriber.
Let's go.
And I absolutely love the content and the content, the video that you made a week or two ago about warm-ups and like hitting your actual overhead. Like,
Yes.
oh my, like this is gold.
Yeah. Yes. It's funny because I'm saying I don't like when they trying to win the warm up, but they're driving super hard or things like that. But at the same time, my tip was about like don't just push all your overheads to them. Like you have to be hitting the shots that you're gonna hit on the match. I'm sure if I'm hitting a waterfall and you can get it back, and then I hit another waterfall and you cannot get it back, then I don't need to hit him anymore. I already figure out how we're gonna win this match. But thank you for the shout out. I love that account. I love sharing my knowledge, and then I'm definitely gonna have more time now that my summer job ended. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, that's a great tool for players to be able to look at. And Sean, now you have homework, right? You have to get Jeff Morneau to announce, and you have to make the post about the trash on the.
Yeah, sorry
Instagram.
about that.
Maybe I can
I love you.
combine them into one post. Put Jeff
And
next
then
to
here,
the trash and say, Jeff, you should be picking up the trash and then announcing the.
And then we could just wrap up here with one final question. Dream pairing question, a partner, and let's make it someone you haven't played with, past or present, that you would have, loved to play a match or a tournament with. And it could be a man or a woman or both.
I would love to help someone younger. There's a great Serbian girl, Mila Saric, who is a lefty, and she's super talented. And I feel like she does not have a right partner yet, but I think she could be really good. I would love to, play one tournament and help her out, but not too much because I don't want her to get too good.
I watched her in Pittsburgh last year. She's really good.
She is. Yeah, and
Yes.
she's a super sweet person. Reminds me a little bit of Flor, like has that like super sweet personality, super nice.
Oh.
But also lefty, because I think there are not many lefties in the game. So I think she would bring a new aspect. Yeah.
Totally.
Flor?
I would love to play with Amy Shea. She used to play a lot when Anna and I started, and then she doesn't play anymore. But she's a legend of the game. I think she knows the game so well. I remember that even one tournament, Anna was hurt, really hurt, and I did ask Amy if I could get her out of retirement for one match, but she's like, "Sorry, Flor, I can't do this anymore." Johan Duran, that would be like a bless having somebody like him also on the side of the court. But I'm quite happy with Martin and Anna. So
I was just. Did you hear me coughing?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Great answers. That kind of, wraps it up for that. And Sean, do you have anything else you want to touch on, or I think it was a great?
I don't. I thank you so much for your time. You're both such great ambassadors for the game. Thank you for what you do for the sport and sharing insight into your partnership.
Thank you guys for making us laugh. I never ever skipped a story. I never dismissed the post. I'm always laughing, watching, and keep it up. I love your content, and yes, thank you for adding the fun parts to the game.
I agree 100%. Thank you guys. We appreciate.
Thank you. Best of luck in Chicago. We'll be watching.
Thank you.